Hey gems, in this video I'm doing triangle individual braids, and as you can see right here I am cleaning up this section of my client aka son's hair. You can see at the top that I have sectioned off the hair in the rows because this just helps it with moving quickly throughout the hairstyle. I didn't really want to bump into parting more than what I have to already because this is triangle braids. The parting for me has to be on point. They cannot be looking like anything else but a triangle, so you will see me part a lot. So I did section off for the sake of you guys, just row by row, and you can see right here I'm cleaning up the part with my braiding gel, pure neat braid, and this rat tail comb. I like to clean up my parts once I pre-part it. That just helps with keeping the part looking fresh. You want to make sure everything is coming together. I did not use a lot of product. I typically don't like to use a lot of product on my clients' hair to begin with when it comes to the gels, because that can make the braids very stiff, and I don't want any stiff braids. So I just pretty much like to use the braiding gel to clean up the parts. I don't put it throughout the whole entire shaft of the person's head. I just feel like that's unnecessary. And you can see right here, I am beginning the plait. You want to start off braiding it kind of like a knotless braid. If you do knotless braids, you want to braid downward and you want to start off tight, not too tight, of course. You don't want your client to end up having red bumps because that means that you are pulling the hair follicle out of their scalp. But you want to have it tight to look. When I mean tight to look, not tight like the braid just can't, like, y'all know what tight mean, where it's just too tight. You want it to just look like it's firmly put into one entity and braid down. I hope this all makes sense. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posting. This will help my channel grow. I'm going to try to be more consistent with content for you guys. I have a lot of content that I've been working on. And yeah, if you want to see a certain tutorial or a more detailed up close and personal tutorial, please let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to get a video out there for you. But as you can see, I did not use a lot of product. I just simply use it to part, and that's it. I don't really put a lot on the actual, as I rub it in, I'm rubbing it downward anyway, down the hair, but it's not a lot. I just put a little. And yeah, I'm just pretty much just showing you guys how I do the triangle parts. I do have the video sped up, so if it looks like I'm being rough with my client, aka son, I am not. He is watching a movie, does not want to hold his head down or turn it or keep it in one spot, so you will see me moving his head, but I promise you I am not hurting him at all. I also did this video live on Facebook, so if you want to see a live version of me doing this, you can go look there. All my platforms are listed to the left. I also have Pinterest, which is also Gem and Gem, which is essentially my portfolio of my hairstyles that I've done and hairstyles I've done in the past. So please go to Pinterest and look at that, and I hope it brings inspiration to you. I also want to say, if you are doing triangle parts of anywhere, rather it is knotless, island twist, individual plaits like this, you want to pre-part your rows because you want to make sure that you have everything kind of identical to one side versus the other. I will continue to show how I did this hairstyle, but I did not show me doing it from left to right. But I can say that I did part down the middle of this client's hair, aka son, and you can see the part down the middle. But if you know the way of how a bricklayer go, you know it is a middle braid, then it is not a middle braid, then it's a middle braid, then it's not a middle braid. And you'll kind of see how that play out as I move up on his head without me showing much of explanation. If you do want to see a video showing the how to lay brick method doing triangle parts, please let me know in the comments below, and I will get a video out there for you to see how to do your rows. But as you can see, that you really don't have to do the rows middle part versus another when it comes to triangle. You just do the opposite direction. So you can see that there's a triangle on the bottom row. At the top, it's like an upside down triangle, which essentially, if you bring those two together, it is kind of a diamond shape. The more you do triangle parts, you will understand that each part won't have points at each tip. It'll be points on some parts and points that won't exist. So you'll see that as you see me flow through his head. Like you can see right here, it looks like a triangle as far as point rise, but it's not really a sharp point. But as I go up, as I said before, you will see sharp points where it is a 3-point angle and a 3 points as far as a triangle, a full triangle. But as far as doing triangle parts on someone's head, the way to get it to be that way is sometimes not as you would think it would be. It won't be as symmetrical because, as you know, your head is not identical to each side. So you want to make sure that you pre-part. Pre-parting when doing triangle parts will save so much time, whether it's parting by row or parting by row and individual parting for the plaits or twists that you are doing. So you don't need to be so anal about the bricklayer look when it comes to triangle parts, because the triangles are different per row. You can see, and I have more, like on this second row, I believe it is 5, which we're at the bottom row, it is 3. So you just want to make sure that you part it off section by section. I'm trying to get a good angle so you guys can simply see how I part the triangle and how I braid it in. I hope this shows a good detail amount of everything you need to know to get or just to have note of when doing triangle parts, braids of any sort, because you don't necessarily have to do braids. You could do twists but have the triangle design as far as parting. So I just want to make sure, you know, and you also want to make sure when you're doing plaits with natural hair, you're going by the density of your client's hair, because to be honest, in certain parts of people's hair in general, it is not full in a lot of parts. It may be thicker in some parts. The density of the person's hair texture is most likely different throughout their hair. So you want to make sure that you have the same size braids or close enough, or at least make sure the parts are matching to the best that you can. And yeah, I hope this all makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you secure the ends with rubber bands so the braids does not come undone. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, like, follow on all platforms, and peace and hair grease. Bye.